All right, got a Browning A5 12 gauge semi-automatic here for you today. This is made possible today by my dude Andrew. Really appreciate them loaning it for the review today. Going to put some waterfowl loads through it since this is a waterfowl gun. We got the Remington hypersonic steel accelerator wad. You can read it there. Advertised 1700 feet per second. I got some regular length 2-shot here. I've got some of this just cheap, range ammo 8-shot here for shooting some clays. We'll try to get it down on the clay range today and bust some clays with it. I also got some slugs and buckshot and whatnot. We're going to set a bunch of targets up 20 yards and do a bunch of patterns with a bunch of different stuff, see how she does. Which, by the way, so this is the 30-inch version, which is now discontinued. I thought you guys might also like to know that this one has seen pretty extensive field use. So well-loved shotgun here, definitely taking some ducks with this one. She's been out in the field and seen some use for sure. So a lot of you guys are going to be stoked about that, because this thing's actually been used, abused, and put up wet, dry. Not really, because Andrew really takes care of his stuff, but you know what I mean. It's seen a lot of field action and been out there and taken a lot of wings. So been in the boat and been bumped around and whatnot, but so yeah, she's definitely seen some field use. Well, that's good, because that's what it was intended for. So it's definitely been out there doing its job, and I expect it to still run pretty good for us out here today, so we'll see. Keep in mind, this is a Magnum autoloader. It can shoot anything up to the 3.5-inch super mags. Okay, so I'm not quite sure if it came with different weights for the gas system or how that works. I'm not too familiar with this shotgun here, but like I said, we're going to run a bunch of different stuff through it. So really, it'd be kind of a miracle if it cycled everything, because generally, semi-automatics like heavier loads, period. But then especially if one is designed to shoot, Magnum loads, typically they're not going to handle light recoiling loads too well, but we'll see. Well, it's got the Browning Invector choke in it, and what it has currently installed, I pulled it out to check, and it literally says improved cylinder for lead shot, and then it says modified for steel. So I guess that's saying that if you're shooting lead, it's going to be like an improved, and if you're shooting steel through it, it's going to be like a modified. Of course, we got lead and steel here today, so we'll see how she does. So I'm going to start off repurposing this target here. It's got some 45 caliber holes in it. I'm going to hit this with a 9-shot, and then we'll switch to a fresh target. If you guys want to get yourself some of these targets, or this target stand, man, this thing has been through the ringer for the past few years, and she's still holding up. I've even had to weld it back together because I've shot the arm off of it. It's got so many bullet holes in it down here and whatnot. But I got links in the description for the stuff if you want to get yourself any. But anyways, let's get this back here 20 yards. We'll hit this with 9-shot, get a fresh sheet on there, and see how the rest patterns. All right, that's a laser rangefinder confirmed, 20 yards. If you guys want to get yourself a good, cheap, budget rangefinder, I've had this one for years. Still works great. Link in the description. We're going to hit it with this 8-shot here at 20 yards and see how she patterns. All right, so there's the pattern. Should be able to see I'm averaging a little low there. Remember, it's that improved cylinder with lead shot, which that is, so that's actually pretty tight if you ask me for those cheap shells there with an improved cylinder at 20 yards there. So not bad. I just got to keep in mind, once again, I don't know why this keeps happening to me, but I just center hold here, and you can see there's some clear up here even, but it seems like the pattern density is like right there, basically just under where I was aiming. Alright, so I got a fresh one up there. We'll try out this Winchester 2-shot. It is steel, and this is just a little 2 3/4 inch. 3-inch will have even more shot in it, and 3.5-inch even more than that. Hey, that is a good looking pattern there. Dead center. So, I just covered the center there with the front bead, and man, all those are dead center. So it just goes to show, sometimes it's the shell too. It's not always the way you're holding the shotgun or looking down the sights, but sometimes the shell is going to have different high, low, left, right point of impact. So it really likes those ones. They put them dead center there, and those are pretty tight. All right, now we'll try the Remington hypersonic 2-shot 3-inch. So there's more of them in there. God. Those had some kick. My thumb came back and punched me in the nose. Holy shit. All right. Well, I wasn't prepared for that one. I forgot I was shooting 3-inch high-powered loads there. Just kind of shot it like it was a low brass. Didn't think about it, and I paid for it. But pretty good pattern there. You know what's weird is the Winchester was tighter. That's a 3-inch, got more shot in it, and I mean, it's just a few seconds for you guys to flip back, but I'm almost positive that Winchester patterned tighter than those. So interesting. Just goes to show that, you know, spending twice as much on the hype doesn't always pay off, because, you know, these are pretty low-end budget rounds. You know, most guys out in the field are probably using at least 3-inch, I would imagine, if they can, because, you know, you got more shot. Generally, more shot means tighter patterns, but not in this case. All right, let's try some of this Wolf double-aught buck. This stuff, out of every shotgun I've ever shot it out of, pattern's pretty big. You know, it doesn't group nice and tight like you want it to. The stuff that patterns way better than this, like the Remington 25 pack, is the best I've found that's like budget ammo, at least. Shoots way better than this stuff. But anyways, that's what I got. So we're going to try it out there at 20 yards and see how she does. But not expecting too much, because generally this stuff doesn't pattern that well. That was a lot lighter load. You know, Buckshot usually kicks more than your standard field loads or whatever. So if that tells you how much that other one recoiled, because that was a lot lighter than the freaking Remingtons I just shot there. So just want to come back here because there's some other shooters down there. I don't want to get hit with anything stray. So not terrible. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's of course 9 in there, so you can see what I'm kind of talking about. You know, like I said, the Remington 25 pack that I prefer would have put all 9 here, no problem. And it looks like we got one, just missed it down here. Didn't miss the target. I mean, I missed it when I first started recording. So far it's, you know, I almost said cycled, but ejected everything, because we've only had one shell in there at a time. I am going to hit some of these steel with some of the stuff here in a second, but so far I don't have any problems with extraction and ejection, at least. I even brought this low recoil that I want to use up and get rid of, so we'll see if I cycle that. And of course we'll use some of these down there as well. I'm going to get that back up there on the hill there. I don't know if I'm going to go down the rifle range today and try to shoot slugs. I'll try to squeeze it in. I'm not making any promises though, but I want to send a few slugs down range here, just to kind of see where point of impact is out there at 20 yards. And again, I know this is a waterfowl gun, obviously, but with that improved cylinder in there, it should be able to shoot chokes. It should be able to shoot slugs, no issue whatsoever. And for some of you out there, unlikely, but you know, maybe this is the only 12 gauge you're going to have and you'd want to know how it shoots slugs, so that's why we do these things. Now with that said, I'm not going for superb accuracy or anything here. I'm just trying to see where point of impact is at 20. Both those shots I pulled off to the left, that was 100% me, but other than that, looks like they're on target there. Also keep in mind, guys, that leftmost hole there was from the wad on the first shot. The wad on the second shot was also off to the left, but a little bit lower, and it did not punch through the target. All right, I'm gonna knock some of the steel down now, so we'll start with this. I mean, the shot's not gonna have a lot of energy. Currently where we're standing, these 3 closer targets are 11 yards, the back row is 15 yards, but nonetheless, we should be able to knock some over at least with this 8 shot. Yep, he's got it plugged. He hunts with it, like I said, so. All right. All right, let's try this low recoil crap I was talking about earlier. I don't remember why I decided not to do anything with this, but Yep, pretty much just feels like that 8 shot, maybe a hair more. I'm gonna hit the gong with it. Alright, what else we got here? I guess I'll put one of the double aught through it. Slam that one down. Well, let me put one on the gong with the double aught. Alright, that'll do it for the pistol base. So I think I will run down the rifle range, see if I can get my gong out there at 50 yards. It depends on how busy they are down there right now. And we're certainly going to the clay range here. So we'll have that coming up in a second. Alright, down here on the rifle range, I got the gong set up 50 yards. We got some hits on it there with the pistol, but we should be able to see the slug impacts. Just got these 4 of these Winchester slugs here. We'll just do a center hold and see where it sends them. I'll adjust if I have to.
Again, next time with metal targets.
Well, that was definitely high. So I guess out here at 50, at least with these slugs, I'm going to have to aim low.
Also, I'm about to fire this thing real quick.
Well, apparently not that low. I did a 6 o'clock hold on it. You can see there too, with side by side. It's just on that one. I must have held a little too low on that second shot, and it went just under the plate. But considering I'm experimenting with finding where to hold there, it seems to be placing them down there pretty accurately. But alright, we'll go hit some clays with her now.
I just left that part in there so you guys could see that it's not always fun in games trying to do these gun reviews. If you have your own property, it would be amazing, but trying to manage public ranges like I often have to do, it's not always that easy. But hopefully one day I can make enough off this channel to buy my own land, and then I can make even better videos for you guys.
Alright, well, the last time I was out here with a shotgun, that sun made it really difficult to see on camera that I was hitting the clay, so we're going to try over here. This is like twice the distance though. It seems like about 60 yards over there on the hill. So I don't know if they come towards us or what. We'll try a few, move down, try a couple different bays. So anyways, hopefully I can, if it's got to be one of these further out ones so we can get it on camera good, hopefully I can still hit them. I'll move around to a few different ones, try a few different ones. So for the moment, I'm just going to use this 8 shot that we shot earlier. There we go. Alright, well, it looks like B works pretty well and it stays in camera and all that, so we'll just stick with B. Pull. Pull. I'm going to try a few of these Winchester 2-shot, and then I'll try those Remingtons we had earlier too. Pull. 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 Alright, I'm going to try these Remingtons now that kicked my ass earlier. Well, this time I'm prepared. Pull. Pull. Yeah, those definitely have a lot more recoil. Pull. Pull. Works like a charm. And like I said, if you guys have seen many of my recent shotgun videos, we usually shoot them over there, but with the lighting in the winter now, it makes it impossible to see on camera. And those ones, it flings them like 25, 30 yards out in front of you. But over here, man, that thing's at least 50 yards out on that hill there. So these ones are definitely a lot harder to hit. And this thing is just blasted them. And of course, the clays are way, way smaller than a duck. All right then. So that'll do her there. What can I say? I'm actually highly impressed with this thing. Cycled everything, absolutely everything, and put through it. Of course, I didn't have any 3.5-inch shells today, but obviously I would have cycled those, no issue whatsoever as well. To date, this is probably the best shotgun that I've ever shot, and not only because, you know, it is a higher end shotgun, you know, so not only in that regard that it's higher fit and finish and whatnot than your you know, your standard Winchester, Remington, Mossberg, whatever. But I don't think I've ever hit clays out that far that well. Having these 3-inch shells certainly helps, but still, that's quite a ways out there. So to date, this is the best I've ever shot clays with a shotgun. So I'm highly impressed by this thing. And like I said earlier, you know, it is a waterfowl gun, but you've seen that it can shoot the slugs too. So this would make for a pretty good all-around shotgun if you just wanted to buy one shotgun and wanted to get a really good one that could do everything. There you go. Now, they do still make these, but like I said, this 30-inch version discontinued, but they do still make the A5s. Matter of fact, they still make this exact model in this camo pattern and everything. You just can't get the 30-inch barrel anymore, which, by the way, that pattern, for those who would ask, is the Mossy Oak Shadow Grass Blades. I also should have mentioned this in the beginning of the video, but this thing is actually super light, especially for having a 30-inch barrel on it. It comes in at 7 pounds, 7 ounces. So for as large as this thing is, it's actually real lightweight. The balance is excellent, and it's a soft shooter too, man. That recoil pad is really, really good. And being a semi-automatic, you get a little reduced recoil over a pump anyways, but I've shot heavy 3-inch loads before out of other guns, and this definitely does a good job of softening the blow. It just caught me off guard on the pistol bay, because like I said, I was just expecting a recoil of like a low brass. You know, I wasn't paying any attention to it, so it just caught me off guard. But I mean, you could see there, I could shoot them no problem. I could go through a box or two, no issue really. So it does a good job of dampening the recoil. Well, that's gonna do it, guys. What else can I say? Excellent shotgun. Thanks again to Andrew for letting me borrow it for the review. Thanks to you guys for watching. If you want to get yourself any of the products you see me use in the videos, links are in the description. With that being said, hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to catch you on the next one.